Good morning, councillors. Good morning, councillors. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please all rise to welcome the Speaker of Council, Councillor Vasco Takama.
Morning, councillors. Can we please rise just for a moment of silence, please? Councillor Rapadu.
Speaker. Speaker, please recognize me. I just want to find out what the moment of silence is for.
Thank you, councillors. The moment of silence is obviously for everybody to practice their own religious prayers. Thanks. Can we please rise? Thank you. You may be seated. Fine. Secretary.
Good morning, councillors, and welcome back. It is hereby notified that the continuation of the 7th Extraordinary Council meeting of the City of Johannesburg Municipality will be held at the Constance Konibabela Chamber, Metropolitan Centre, Braamfontein on Monday, 15th August 2022 at 12. The first item on the agenda is the opening.
Speaker.
Councillor Arnold.
As the minority oppositions, we are trying to understand. The person next to you, Obani or Andile, that is acting ended on the 10th, has just read out and said that it is a continuation of the previous meeting that ended on the 11th. Now, we need to be, what is the word? We need to be told or taken into confidence since when is there a continuation, because a continuation is when we have a 2-day council, we continue. Namhlanje is a new day. It's a new meeting. So we cannot have a continuation of, was it Friday morning when we left here, or Thursday morning when we left here? You adjourned and you said you will call another meeting. You did not say a continuation. So please let that person next to you, we also don't know why he's there, but let that person next to you and yourself tell us since when is there continuations of meetings that was ended.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Councillor. Just to explain, online, I have explained, I went online when the meeting was disrupted on the 10th. And if you remember well, I read out Rule 80 in its entirety and then announced that the continuation of this meeting will be announced soon, which was duly done, and that's why we are here. So, councillors, the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Councillor Mpho Palazzi, Whip of Council, Councillor Tyrell Mayers, all political party leaders and whips, members of the Mayoral Committee, Chair of Chairs, Councillor Colleen Makubela, chairpersons of the Section 79 committees, fellow councillors, Acting City Manager, Mr. Brian Maduka, Acting Secretary, Mr. Officials of the City of Johannesburg, residents of the City of Johannesburg, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the continuation of the 7th Extraordinary Council meeting of the City of Johannesburg Municipality. Councillors, please note, this meeting is convened in terms of Rule 16.1 of the Standing Rules and Orders of Council, which state that the Speaker may call an extraordinary meeting of the Council to conduct business outside the scheduled meetings. I would like to welcome at this stage Councillor Dews, if he's in the chamber. David Dews. Welcome, Councillor. Please join me as we convey our condolences to the family of ex-Councillor Palisa Libogo. And can we please, at this point, rise for a moment of silence. For those old councillors, you remember Councillor Libogo. Please rise. Thank you. You may be seated. Councillors, in terms of the violence that erupted during our last council meeting, I'm still on the podium, Councillor. I'll give you the opportunity afterwards. In our last council meeting sitting, I would like to inform you that I, as well as other councillors, have laid charges with the South African Police against those councillors that were the instigators of the attack on both myself and other councillors. In addition, I would like to appeal to the Whippery to ensure that our councillors conduct themselves in a manner befitting the title of councillor. As a representative of various parties, further, that any councillor may report a councillor officially to my office for behaviour unbecoming and in contravention of the Councillor Code of Conduct, for referral to Ethics and the Disciplinary Committee. Councillors, this meeting commenced on the 10th of August 2022, however, adjourned due to grave disorder. As a result, Only item 1 up to 4 were considered, and items 7 and 8 are outstanding for consideration of council. Council adjourned during the consideration of item 8. Before we continue with the meeting, can legal please assist with the verification at this time of the number of councillors present in this chamber, and also please online. Thank you. Councillor Mtina.
Thank you, Speaker. Good morning, councillors. Good morning to the leader of the ANC in Joburg, Councillor Morero. I just want to raise few points, Speaker, if you allow me, regarding what Councillor Arnold's raised earlier on. The fact that this is a continuation meeting, I see you have quoted a rule 80 on our standing rules that allows you to have a continuation of a meeting. I just want to ask a question there. Is it, if it's a continuation of a meeting, why is it that we are made to sign again for a meeting that is continuing? That's one. But also, I want to also, can I continue, Speaker? Thank you. Also, I just want to support that this can be a continuation meeting for obvious reasons that we cannot continue a meeting that was closed last week. We must have an extraordinary council meeting. I think rules does allow us to have that. And I also want to check, because the communication that went out to councillors was quite clear in terms of the nature of the meeting, that this is a physical meeting. Why is it now we have links and people who must connect online? I just want to check that, Speaker, as well. And lastly, on the input that you just made, I just want to reflect on the mayor's statement. The mayor's statement indicated that the ANC disrupted a meeting, and we had formally written a letter to ask the executive mayor to retract that statement. Formally did that. We expect a formal communication that will come back to the ANC, because we had written a formal request from the ANC to the mayor, and we CC'd yourself, Speaker, as well as the chief whip or the whip of council. So we request that we receive that formally as the African National Congress as well. We are noting what the mayor has written. I think we saw it in the city's website. But that is not an apology, Mayor. You can see it yourself. It is not an apology. But we really request that we be written back a formal apology as the African National as well. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. I have obviously, the issue surrounding the mayor and the letter that you've written to him, to the mayor is obviously something that you've got to deal with outside this meeting, and I don't know whether the mayor has responded to it, but she's got to respond to your letter. And it's obviously not for discussion here. So please take it in that just the mayor's heard you, and she will respond on that. Councillors, you all know that this meeting was interrupted due to grave disorder. Grave disorder. And because of that, I had to make the announcement online, not sitting in this chair, but outside, for those councillors that were still connected. And you've heard me saying that we will call a meeting to conclude the business of the day that was not concluded on the 10th. And that's exactly what we are doing. That's the answer. Councillors, can we please continue? Councillor Khadebe.
Thank you, Speaker. I can hear that you are responding, but I feel that you have not responded because you said that you quoted Rule 8 when you dismissed the meeting. And then today in the morning when you were still quoting, you quoted that you released the meeting because of Rule 8, grave disorder. And then you also quoted Rule 16, subsection 1 today. And when you look at it, Speaker, I just want to open it here. It speaks about extraordinary council meetings. And the one that you specifically quoted today is that the Speaker may call an extraordinary meeting of the council to conduct business outside the scheduled meetings. Speaker, so it cannot be that you are saying, you are quoting this rule and then at the same time you are saying that it is the continuation of a meeting that was held previously. Because now we have signed a new register and you yourself, you have said that you are quoting Rule 16, subsection 1, which is an extraordinary meeting. So let's agree, all of us, that we are on another extraordinary meeting because it allows this council to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor, I note what you have said, but obviously this is a continuation to finish council business that was not concluded on the 10th. Thanks. Councillor, no, it's Ahmad.
Ahmad. Okay, Speaker. Thank you very much. I would like to concur on what the previous speaker said, Rule 80 and the rule that you've quoted. However, we also hearing you saying item 8 and 7 is supposed to be deliberated. And in our understanding, it was supposed to be item 8 alone that we supposed to deliberate in this council. And I would like to check if you've received or your office received a memorandum, which was rather a petition, which was
Councillor, that's a letter
councillors.
that is written to me that has got nothing to do with this council business today.
No.
Please.
It is a duty for us as councillors. And we have cited an MSA.
There's a point of order.
On who?
On you.
How do you know?
MMC.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I'm a bit perturbed that you are allowing debate on something that you have discussed, that you have been very clear on and ruled on. When you opened up the meeting, you quoted Rule 80, which talks about grave disorder, and you were clear in your notification when we left that you are suspending the meeting, and the last line on Rule 80 says, the person chairing the meeting may adjourn the meeting or suspend proceedings for such a period as he or she deems necessary. And I believe you were fully in compliance with this, and you deemed it necessary to continue with the meeting today. So I don't understand what we are debating. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The last issue that the councillor you are raising does not belong in this meeting. Does not belong in this meeting. Please, can you deal with it? You've written a letter. You will get your response. Thanks. You can take your seat, councillor. Thank you. Yeah. Councillor, I will allow you to finish. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm humbled. So, according to MSA, Section 59, subsection 3A, it says, the municipal council, in accordance with the procedures in its rules and orders, may, or at the request in writing of at least 1/4 of the councillors, must...
Councillor, can you please not raise that issue? You've written a letter.
Why?
You've written a letter.
Yeah.
I have taken note of it.
We are
and you will
registering.
get your
I get
response. No, I'm not going to allow you to speak
I'm
any
sticking to the
further
rules
on
of
this
council,
item.
Speaker.
No.
I'm sticking to the rules of
No,
council.
you
Remember,
sit down,
there's a
please.
criminal case that is open against you.
No.
In as much as you are
Please
threatening
sit down,
councillors
councillor.
here, that
Sit
there's a
down.
criminal case that is open against the councillors. So,
Please sit down, councillor. Thank you. Councillors, we are going to conclude. I've asked legal to verify the quorum so that we are able to continue. Legal? Councillors, those that are online is 181. Sorry. On the register outside, and those that are in the chamber. Can we get the ones online? I'm checking on the ones online. The ones online, please. I'm still verifying the attendance. Councillor Mrema.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. I'm raising my hand on Rule 71.3. It could be that perhaps you might have indicated something in my absentia, and I agree that I arrived a little bit late in the meeting. But I wanted to check, Speaker, with you that the meeting of the 10th, I see Speaker is not paying attention, so I'm not sure whether he's listening or not.
I'm paying attention, Councillor.
No, thank you. I wanted to check, man, because the meeting of the 10th had a report which needed us to approve or ratify the acting secretary who, for that day and only for that day, was Andile. So I see that the Speaker has not yet, or as yet, taken this council into confidence that perhaps there's a report to request this council to actually do so for Andile to act today. So the rule does allow me to call for your attention for an unauthorized person, Speaker, since you have not given or taken us into confidence that such is going to happen. So I was just saying, I mean, there is provision anyway that if you are to do so, you can do so. But at least take us into confidence that item 7 that you seek to parachute into council, it's what seeks to clarify what I'm raising now. So I'm cautioning on that basis, Speaker, because in as far as I know, as we speak, we don't have an acting secretary. Rule 71.3. Thank you.
You've confirmed that you came late, Akir. You confirmed that you came late, so let's leave it at that. I can see the hand. Is that the same hand that attacked me in council?
Councillor Smith and Councillor Sitoy.
and Joera Smith.
Smith.
Thank you, councillors. We do have a quorum. Councillors, and if you remember well, in the last, when we ended, Councillor Mpatlela. Councillor Mpatlela.
Sure, Speaker. Number one is that, Speaker, the invite to today's meeting is being called by Mlekwa. And Waduchimoki Andile. That's how confused the DA is. It's been called by Mlekwa. So unlawfully, Mlekwa called us here. Number two is that the link that you're talking about, I don't know whom did you give to, whom you didn't give to. Because us, as the economic freedom fighters, we've never seen that link. We were not even sure that this meeting will also be hybrid. But then according to the invitation, there is no link there. Therefore, this meeting is physical. But you come here and want to make it hybrid because maybe some of your people are not present here. So we can't be undermined, Speaker. We're not here because you, as a Speaker of Council, are feeling pity on us. That's why you call us here. We are voted by the community to be here, not you. So you are not going to be the one who's going to dictate who's going to be online and who's not going to be online. If there's going to be a link, let it be for all of us so that we know that all of us can either come physically or be hybrid. And those who are online, we cannot not even see them right now. You understand? We cannot even see them right now. You must read it exactly. It is hereby that the notification continuation of the 7th extraordinary council meeting of the City of Johannesburg municipality will be held at the Constance Bapela Chamber, Metropolitan Center, Braamfontein, Monday. It has nothing to say about online or hybrid. You understand? It says Constant Bapela Chambers, which is here. So whatever you are doing, you said now you are going to calculate people online. We are not recognizing those people. You must know that we are not recognizing those people, and we will never recognize it unless if it's going to be hybrid for all of us.
Councillor, can you take your seat, please? Councillor, if you, and that's the reason why it has been announced as a continuation. If you remember, the notice of the last meeting announced a hybrid meeting, and that's why it's a continuation. So I don't know what you don't understand. So we are going to continue. The councillors that are in the chamber, councillors, no. We have debated on item 7. We are back on item 7, and we are going to continue. Councillor Mkina.
Thank you, Speaker. I just want to add on what Councillor Mpatlela was raising regarding the continuation of the meeting. I still want to emphasize my point that if this is a continuation meeting, it means we are stuck with the credentials of last meeting, so we can't be signing a new register when this is a continuation of a meeting. So we are stuck with the previous credentials meeting. Why are we made to sign in this meeting? Speaker. Let's avoid things that will lead us to courts. Let's avoid that. Let's make sure that this meeting is a proper meeting, is constituted properly, so that we don't have letters that will follow us as council questioning the status of this meeting. We're asking for that, Speaker. If this is a continuation meeting, there's a new link that is also shared. Just explain all those things. It includes as well the status of Babu Gobinga. Uguti status high in this meeting. Is it a previous status of a continuation meeting? You need to explain such, because if this is a new meeting altogether, then what becomes the status of Babu Gobinga in this meeting? Because we approved a report that suggests that he acted until the 10th of this month. So is the 15th of this month? Who exactly is actually what in this meeting? Can you try to clarify all that so that we don't have issues coming behind us? Please, Speaker. We just want a meeting that is smooth. I did say in the last meeting
I've heard you,
that we are people of peace.
You are repeating yourself now. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sitting down. MMC Ngobeni.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and good morning to all the councillors. Speaker, look, I think you are a very kind man. You are a very patient man. We understand, and that's your nature. We don't want to change you. But your kindness is bringing this council into disrepute. You have called this meeting today. You have asked us to be here. We respect you. You are the only presiding officer of this house. You make a ruling, and then you allow people to debate, or councillors to debate your own ruling. We are asking you, because I can tell you now, Speaker, if you are not going to be decisive and stick to your own ruling, parties here will be releasing statement yesterday blaming you for collapsing council. So I'm basically saying to you, Speaker, that you are the presiding officer. If Ngobeni or anyone has an issue with your ruling, Rule 72A is there for all of us to apply to follow. It's there for all of us to follow. So please, there is a meeting that we have called. We are here. You are the only presiding officer. Please follow your own rulings and follow your own meetings that we have called here. You have called it us here today. So let's just follow it. And those that do not agree with anything here, they must take it to the Rules Committee. Or if they want to go to court, they must go to court, because it is their right as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MMC. Councillors, I'm not going to allow any further debate on this issue. We are on item 7. On item 7, councillors. And because we are on item 7, the debate was held. As you know, it's a continuation. I mean, on item 8. On item 8, the debate was held. All political parties had the opportunity to debate on the issue. The MMC had closed the debate at that time, and we were about to vote when this council meeting was disrupted. And therefore, councillors, we are going to continue with item 8. Angela, if you can just read it out and then we continue. I'm not going to allow any further debate on this. No, not at all. We're going to vote at this point. Councillors, the point was on, and the item was on the recruitment process. The status on the implementation of the acting secretary secondment of arrangements for the secretary to council. And therefore, at this point, I'm going to ask those that agrees with the recommendations on pages 8.2 and page 8.3. Is the item agreed to? Thank you very much. That's a majority. MMC on item 7. Councillor Moremi? Councillor Moremi? Morema? Councillor Morema?
What item is this? We don't even know. Agri doesn't want to listen to us.
Speaker, we are trying to respect you, Agir. What's home, Agir? You want to call up this meeting?
Councillor Morema? Councillor Asirute, please switch off your mic. Councillor Morema.
Now, Speaker, thank you very much. Firstly, you did not respond to what I have raised. And I understand why MMC Councillor Ngobeni was saying what he was saying. But you see, Speaker, this is precisely why Council will always collapse. It's because you want to bully us and you want this council...
Councillor Morema, I thought that you were raising at this point whether you are descending or not. The item has been passed.
No, Speaker,
the yeses have it.
Speaker, allow me.
The yeses have it.
Speaker.
Are you descending on the item or not? That's the reason why I give you time to speak.
I haven't even raised a point I wanted to raise with you. You haven't even allowed me to register the point I want to register with you. Now you are sangomizing what I want to say to you. You see, Speaker. No, man, relax, man. Relax. Speaker, number one, for every council sitting to happen, there's cost incurred. Number one. Two, the administrator of legislature...
Councillor, are you descending or not?
No, Speaker, listen. And Speaker, please...
That point is not relevant right now.
No. Speaker.
We have voted on the item.
Just give me, afford me that minute.
Descending?
Afford me that minute. Just 1 minute to make my point. Just 1 minute. Without interrupting. You called this council today. And we know for a fact that administrator of legislature signs for this thing to happen. And there's cost incurred. And questions are coming up now and again as to between Andile and Madimecha, who signed for this council sitting to happen?
Councillor, I think you should take your seat. There's a point of order. MMC.
banna. Madimeta o sainela Joint Council as the acting speaker. Come on. Ngobeni.
Thank you so much, Speaker. Thank you that you are protecting women in this House. Thank you very much. I want to just say, Speaker, I'm very concerned because the item has gone and we're waiting for people to raise their concerns. You are allowing a debate on an item that is passed, which is against the council rules. Please, may I request you to please respect the rules of this House. Otherwise, these councillors here are now abusing us.
Thank you
very much.
Just to clarify this particular issue. Councillors, we have voted on the item. I've asked for that. The yeses have it. Councillors, I was allowing councillors, those that raise their hands,
There's a hand here from the
on the
chairperson.
item or not.
You must recognize the chairperson.
That's the reason, Mrema, that's the reason why I allowed you to
Recognize our chairperson here, Dagam.
at that point. Councillor Rasirute?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Councillor Rasirute?
Did you see your lady?
Please ask your councillors at the back of you to switch off their mics.
She has upgraded.
Do you call it upgrade?
What?
No.
Come and speak from that side, or this side. When you run away and... Thank you very much, Ntate Dagam. Ntate Dagam, ba ska o bolaisa bo Ntate Ngobeni ba ro khathiri khona. O biditse meeting today. O ntshitse link e mpsha. Arena link. Mara o batla hore rona re recognize batho ba ba leng online. Re ile ba recognize jwang rena batho ba rena ba sena right ya go kry that link. Hey, Loreng, the link is new, or even the meeting is new. And we must agree, or we are having a new meeting here. We are not going to start the processes by voting today. We start afresh. This is a new meeting, a new link. We even signed a register today. Allow us, Speaker, to engage you. Stop cutting corners, because once you try to cut corners, we are not going to allow you, and we are going to say we want to collapse council. The reason why we've got only one speaker is because we are expecting you to remain impartial, Speaker. We cannot have a speaker from ANC, EFF, DA. We must have one speaker, which is you. Cover all of us, Speaker. How is it fair? Ngobeni, come on, wasungula nir. Mentagupa. No, not yet. Wasibona sweswe Speaker. Wambona Ngobeni wantololela sweswe. Umiyelile nir. Wambona Ngobeni wetaka kiri wathula kiri.
Councillor, address me.
Speaker.
Why are you addressing Councillor Ngobeni?
But Speaker, are be honest, Speaker. Let's be honest, Speaker. Stop cutting corners, Speaker. Run the entire council. Khalere Mr. Matso before MMC Ngobeni. Mara MMC Ngobeni I Mr. you recognize him.
Councillor Rasirute, I allowed you to speak because I thought that you were going to dissent on the item, and that's a
No, we are not yet there.
So please,
Ribato, I get
please take your seat, Councillor.
We stopped
Thank
you,
you.
refer quorum, Onale batho ba baling 100 and something baling online, Speaker.
Thank you,
Ke yona
Councillor.
ntho
Please
e
take your
re
seat.
batlang we engage. Are sa engage the credentials? We want to see the... we want to engage the credentials.
Councillor Rasirute,
What
we are
I'm
finished
saying,
engaging.
Speaker, listen to me, Speaker. Listen
Please
to
take
me.
your seat.
Listen to me. No, I'm not.
No. Thank you very much. Councillors, MMC not. Item 7.
To engage the credentials. Allow us to engage the credentials, man. No, we are not going to continue, Speaker, man. Stop treating us like that. Hey, fuck off. Switch on this thing. Speaker, with due... Speaker, Speaker.
Councillor Rasarute, can you take your seat? Please take your seat, Councillor Rasarute. Please take your seat, Councillor Rasarute.
Speaker, we want to help this meeting. You want to collapse it when? You want to collapse this meeting. What you are doing is a recipe of collapsing this meeting.
Councillors, I'm asking you to please take your seat. I'm asking you to please take your seat. MMC, you can sit down until they are done screaming.
Let them take videos, this one's of yours. If you want to fight, come, let's fight. One time. That's what we want. Allow us to engage credentials, Speaker. You are not going to cut corners today. If you want your people to come inside and help you, fight us, call them. We are ready. We are waiting here. We are going to engage credentials today here. We are not going to have a meeting without engaging credentials, Speaker. You can do whatever you think. Without credentials, we are not moving. We are not. No one who is online who is going to be recognized. We are not going to recognize anyone who is online because we didn't have the link ourselves.
Different. Thank you.
I'm telling you, call them to come. You want to threaten us about...
They must put on MMC.
If you want to fight, come.
Thank you, Councillor. MMC not.
Speaker, can you hear me? Thank you, Speaker. Due to the fact that this item number 7 is not urgent, we would like to withdraw it and place it on the ordinary meeting on the 31st of August. Thank you.
Councillor Not, if I heard you correctly, item 7 is withdrawn to the next meeting on the 31st. Is that correct? Thank you very much, councillors. Councillors, this meeting at this point is adjourned. Thank you very much.
You're mad! Fuck off, man! Arivela when I speak, man. How? Have another one. Why not have medical credentials? Man, I have medical credentials today. Why is that feeling? No, I was not well. I was not well. We are not going to continue here. Even next week we're gonna repeat same thing.
And then what about the item Chidi Barile? Yeah? I'm not sure. Ma. What is the matter has been passed? Which matter? Pass It passed when I'm on my way here. I sang a white mission, my talk, I'm going on the cat. It won't happen.
Thank you.
Today I'm not serious, child. Sanga wa misho matso pasitse ke ma. E pasitse ke ma. Sanga ra misho matso. Ipasigi man, berlimo. Agree yone la barle agree terano. Actually, chen movement telane.
Item 7, councillors.